How is everyone? I think that might. Ooh, that is loud. All right, everybody, just take it easy. Check, 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 check. I had the whole thing. Oh boy, man, this is the thing about trying to get the because I can't tell the volume, but that thing is pegging hard. So I think I can turn this down. La 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 la. Okay, I think that's about right. I was playing music and everything was launched into the stratosphere with the volume because I'm a proponent of if you're too loud, it's too if it's too loud, you're too old. And it's never loud enough. And I'm not too old enough, if that makes any sense. All right. So today is supposed to be a music day, but let's face it. I just got finished cooking. uh running around doing chores, trying to figure out how to use this thumb picker. All right. Yeah, I'm not really good at this. Oh wow, that is really, 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 really loud. All right, anyway, it'll work itself out. Today is Saturday. Saturday. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're running amok and meeting the cool and interesting people and having a good time. That's a little too hot. All right. I gotta cut that Chiron off. I was watching a lot of music videos. And by music videos, I don't mean quintessential 80s music videos. I mean interviews with Paul McCartney about what he wrote yesterday, interviews with him and American like people like Colbert, him and Australian people, right? Who I don't know, but and then it makes you think like, wow, I know them and I'm familiar with their faces and their music, and so is everyone else. But he has to just meet 10,000 people a year, and he doesn't seem fake, but he does. He's nice. Well, Paul McCartney is notoriously a cool dude, right? Nice, cool, laid back, even, easy guy, right? Um, but I wonder if he's just kind of like, I'm tired of, excuse me, I'm tired of touring. I'm tired of, I guess if he was tired, he'd stop. That's how you know he's a musician. He's not trying to sell you deodorant. He's not trying to get you to see his movie. He didn't write a bullshit book for children. He set out to be a musician, and there he is. And all these other people who are music, or actors or artists, as soon as they marry some richer person, they stop doing it, right? As soon as they're rappers until somebody puts them on TV, and then they stop making music, rap music. Um, yeah, the whole thing is a shit show. It's like that Machine Gun Kelly guy. I'll do anything to be famous. I'm surprised he's not in gay porn. His rap. Excuse me. Sorry. Ooh, I need more water. I just cooked the burgers with seasonings on them, and I think I just bit into the seasoning ugh, my whole respiratory dealio, not respiratory. Uh, I eat nose and throat, right? Spicy throat, I started watering. You get that whole thing. Yeah, respiratory. But man, it's just back to Paul McCartney. He just seems like a cool dude. Um, Born to be a musician. I mean, granted, 9 years. It's all the world has ever known him. Not nine, but like when he stopped making music with his band, that was huge. It was only 9 years. People don't have that kind of catalog who worked 30 years. 9 years. All those songs are good. They wrote 295 of them, I want to say. It might be 96, but yeah. And then the band broke up. 295 balling ass tunes. You may not like all of them. And the way it works is if you have an album back then, if you had an album, there was 6 songs on one side, 5 songs on one side, five on the other, or you might get 12. You might get a double album. But generally, with an album, you had one or two hits if you were lucky. Um, if you were super great, you had three. If you were Michael Jackson, you could do like four and five, right, out of the 12. But even the other 12, they might chart, but they wouldn't go to number one. They wouldn't go to number 10, right? What is a Michael Jackson song that you know that didn't chart well? Human Nature. Why? Why? Tell me that it's human nature. Right? That might be, that song didn't make the top 10. That's a great song, by the way. Right? So it's that kind of thing. Just 9 years of making fucking baller ass music, and he could have sat down and chilled. Instead, he keeps making music. Right? Every 10 years, he releases an album uh, named after himself, and he's on three now. Right? So I mean, he's been doing that 30 years. I love this guy. Uh, there's a lot of young folks who don't know music, or these rappers wouldn't know how important the Beatles are. If they did, their music would be better. Hate to hate on them. All right, so we are. Ooh, wow, we are well fed, and that's not good. I managed to cook some weekend barbecue food just to have in there, hot dogs and hamburgers. I do it like 1 week out of the month. Um, but I only do it during the summer. So I think it started in around excuse me. I think it started around wow, why is my eyes watering? I think it's started around May when it began to get warm, right? And I think that might have been my last one for like this season. Hoo-wee. So yeah, like you bite that thing, your eyes begin to water, your nose begins to drip. Yeah, it's not an awesome thing. I hope you are having a balling ass weekend. Um, so weekend we were gonna work on our F chord, right? But then we decided, yeah, we'll check some music because if we do F chords, this is gonna be super weak. Oh, good lord! All right, um, I'm still gonna do that, man. It also raised my temperature. Now all of a sudden I'm hot. But it's cool. It's not hot. It's fall, quite frankly. Let's hit this and get it moving. All right, so I'm watching news and this whole Alec Baldwin kills a woman a couple of days ago. Uh Now the news stories are telling you how it was an accident. And I'm sitting here thinking, it's not for you to tell me it was an accident. It's for you to tell me what the who, what, when, where, whys, and hows are. Not to write a whole piece about how Alec Baldwin is great and this was a tragic accident. Because that's not a an investigative piece or reporting. Quite frankly, it's I wouldn't even say it's fluff. I would say it's trying to get people on board with a on how to look at this, and that's just manipulation, right? Um, yeah, there are journalists and then there are propagandists. I wouldn't put this in the corner of propaganda, but I will put this in the corner of don't worry, we like him and he's a liberal, we can use him, and this is why this is not important. So you go about your business. What it stands is this: you got two shot people, one dead woman. Um, Someone's at fault. I know you don't like to fuck with the Hollywood industry because they give you a ton of money, and you like to go to the parties and you keep your mouth shut about like all the other stuff that goes on, the wine scenes and the spaceys and all this kind of shit. We have an open marriage. Who in Hollywood didn't know they had an open marriage? I'm talking about Jada. We talked about this a couple of days ago. Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith. He's this week talking about how they have an open marriage. And I'm like, all these people ever do is fucking lie to you. They're not your friend, but they want you to feel good about them. So you will go see their movies. And they don't want you to hate them like I mean, people still go see fucking Woody Allen movies, and actors were still doing Woody Allen movies until the blowback hit them. Like, what's her name? Scarlett Johansson. Then all of a sudden, she was against Woody Allen movies. You cast your check, and it's not like you didn't know what he did, right? It's just kind of like, oh, what? How come people buy the stupidest shit? It's almost as if I was driving drunk, uh, and then the cops pull me over, and I'm sitting here going, Who knew that drinking and driving was illegal? And I'm a good person. Then my lawyers show up and they tell you how he had a hard Tuesday and all this shit that you shouldn't care about, right? You should just care about the facts. Did you come from the party? Did you have too much to drink? Did we pull you over because you were swerving? Then you were driving drunk, right? We talked about a couple of days ago. We talked about Tiger Woods, who it looks to me, from what I read about it, just my opinion of what I read about it. I wasn't there. I didn't do the investigation. That he was drunk. It looks. That's what it looks to. What I would say it was. He was drunk and speeding and blew the curve. Right. So if the curve is this, right, instead of doing, going around the curve like you should, he was going too fast and missed. And at that curve point, he shot right off into like the hinterland. So he just went. So instead of following where my fingers go, this whole nice arc, he sort of like shot completely. He just kept going straight essentially. And then they were like, oh, he was on Xanax and blah, 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 but don't worry about it. Which mangled up his leg, right? He's going to have trouble walking forever. Pins and a whole bit. But don't worry about it. The rest that you've suffered enough. But yeah, let you do the same thing. They'll arraign you in traction, paralyzed in court. Because fuck you. How's that? Man, America is so out of bounds. I was looking at the Biden. He can't get anything done. This is a war against the rich, right? A war the rich are having amongst themselves, while you and your family, me and my family, him and his family, her and her family, all sort of get left behind. So yeah, I've said it before and I said it again. This is America. And when the goofiness get to being goofy, it's going to be impressive. But America, excuse me, America always messes with this kind of stuff. So I think America's also really good at dealing with unhappy citizenry because we're always unhappy. But I don't think you can sustain it. You can't have 5%, 10% of the country fine. Actually, I think that's a little. I think it's about like 24 to like 35% of the country are balling out of control. Everyone else has issues. If you're in the middle class, you worry about staying there, paying for your college and all this stuff. And some people are trying to get in the middle class. Meanwhile, in order for them to go, oh, hey, none of that stuff is true. Look at how great we are. We got open borders. Come on in and stay. Right? These people undercut the people who've been here, who fought these wars for you, whose parents have been for 400 years. Now they're mad at them and they're mad at you. So don't tell me I should be happy that more Europeans are in this fucking country. That's ridiculous. It's not the Wild West anymore or the open prairie. We've solidified and won the land. We don't need more immigration. Now you need to make sure the people who've been here doing this, like, have a promise here versus it being marshaled out by somebody who got tired of living in Paris and now moved here for a $10 million brownstone, a fucking brownstone in New York. Yeah. Biden is showing his incompetence. Have you seen what happened this week? Ugh, this is not awesome. What kind of grape is this? So yeah, man, I don't even know. I don't even know. I think the people in charge are so up their skirt with their own importance, they missed the deal on the land. Um, right? And yeah, I think people are unhappy. Stop acting like it can't happen here. It happened everywhere, right? It even happened in England, and they won. And then the people were like, "I want a king again," and they went back to whatever that system they have over there is, because it failed that long ago. And now all these people just sort of hold it up as history. Look, if the King of England is going to be your thing, I don't know if you're a democracy. You should make a rich family. Sons get to run around, go up wherever they want with uh, global, what is it, diplomatic immunity, and then have a prince come here and rape an American girl. Why is anybody looking at it like that? So you're like, yeah, Dufresne and blah, 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 and yeah, that's like you're watching it like there's a fight in the cafeteria in junior high school. You shouldn't. You should look at it like a foreign prince came here and raped an American teenager with the help of a billionaire. But we don't talk about COVID here, and we don't talk. Excuse me. We don't talk about love or romance. Well, Epstein, because it's so fucked up. So many women are fucking around in this sphere of dating at work and sort of having sex be part of their work life. Um, I think they told the whole generation of younger women that you can use sex to get places. But then when it all goes bad, everybody's always told that it's the men's fault. And remember, like, they were talking about rape culture. And I was like, no, but what are you talking about, rape culture? No parents here raise their sons to go rape women. What are you talking about? What culture is this? Who gets some fucking ribbon for this? What are you talking about? And one of the things that America does, right? It gives you a slogan, then it demonizes you, then it starts printing out flyers over it. Right? People overstep their bounds, and no one ever, but everybody can run at it, and that's the thing. No one, there's no stuff. The place doesn't make any sense, right? You keep saying law and order, but like I just said about Tiger Woods, who was obviously, in my opinion, inebriated, right? Or not on alcohol or cocaine or anything, but those prescription pills. Um, and I've said on this channel before, I'm a proponent of uh, empathy and sympathy and leniency, but no one cares. No one cares what I think. Why would you care what I think? I can't help you, right? I would march, I would do this, but at the end of the day, I can't help you, right? You need people in government to do the right thing, and they're not doing the right thing. Like this whole Joe Manchin thing, two senators, Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema, is holding everything up. Two, then that means that the country is broken and doesn't work right. How can two people undo all these people who need all this stuff? 70, 80, 100 million people need all this shit, and two people can stand in the way of that. Your system is broken, and they won't fix it because they're the ones who have power over it. So yeah, I said a couple of days ago, yeah, the age of assassinations are going to roll back through here, and you're going to be surprised. And I feel emboldened in saying that because I also said people are going to start taking shots at the cops, and that shit is happening. I mean, they're not talking about it because that would just embolden more people to do it. But there's been a lot of people shooting at the cops, and I don't mean like in like robbing banks or shooting, or you know what I mean. I mean like they go to a location, someone pops out of nowhere who doesn't have anything to do with what they're doing and shoots at them. No one would do that 10 years ago. No one would do that 10 years ago. And now this is where you're at. Who's you gonna blame? The Black Panthers, those militants? Who's you gonna blame? You have two lawyers throwing Molotov cocktails at the police. The whole environment is slipping out off the is running off the table, and they have only themselves to blame because people aren't stupid. I know you want people to believe you, but you have to tell them some plausible shit. And at this point, they don't even have plausible shit to tell you why they should be in charge. Joe Biden, oh, we'll see. Trying to muffle the sorry. I'm trying to muffle the cough. Mm. I don't know, man. I was watching some Twitch, and there's all these women, modern women, and the only thing they're doing is selling you pussy. Excuse my language, right? Bikinis, hot tubs in a room, not like a hot tub, but like a waiting pool, so they can be naked and online, getting 1 million views. They're shitty, but then all these men who can't wait to play into this hand, who raised them? You're shitty. It wouldn't be done if there wasn't an audience. And mind you, there's always going to be an audience for this because it's based in a primal want, in a primal need, which is sex, right? Just like all these food videos, I think it's the same thing. But the food videos aren't discussing, right? Not discussing. I won't say discussing. But the food videos, while they have a primal instinct to them, they aren't. No, let's go for it. There's no political negatives with the food, but there are political negatives with all these women in their bikinis in hot tubs, right? Talking about how dare you objectify me, as and then saying in the same breath, it's my body, right? Then saying you should respect. What? No, you can't have it both ways. What you're building is this system of I'm gonna do whatever I want, and you have to applaud it. That's not how society works. It's not how society works. What if the men just decided, the woman's gone too far, and every now and then you have to smack one of them bitches upside the head? You be like, hey, and they be like, hey, don't tell me how to, whatever bullshit rationale slogan they're gonna have for violence, right? Keep your hands to yourself, by the way. That's for the men and the women. But yeah, it's this idea of I need you to say and vote and act as if I'm a serious woman and I'm going to do this and don't criticize this thing I'm going to do. And then I go, okay, you're not a serious woman, but then all the serious women attack me, taking her side. Right? I said this on this show before. I can't throw shade at these women because it's mansplaining. But all these women who are like, wait, you're sleeping with another woman's husband? What is wrong with you? Right? I know you're not all for this. You're messing around with your boss, and he might. What is wrong with you? You bitches need to say something because you're gonna wake up one day and the men are just gonna go, "We had it with all you. We had it with all of you. None of you make any sense. These are the new rules." Don't think it won't happen because this is America, and slavery was a thing. And let's remember, slavery included murder and rape all under its helm. So don't act like you've come so far that that kind of bullshit won't happen because you're watching that bullshit happen with some of your allies. The Saudi Arabians still do dark shit like that, right? And the Israelis are fucking killing Palestinians, although they're not raping them and enslaving them. They're essentially starving them out, right? Everybody loves Sweden, right? We're neutral. Maybe, I mean, who can be neutral all the time? Isn't neutral all the time cowardice? Right? So America needs to reset itself, and so does the world, because the bad people align themselves because she's got the guns and he's got the air war planes, and we can do these money tricks, right? And then before you know it, there's a giant unofficial global government of bullshit, right? So now, not just China doesn't want to do coal. I mean, not coal. China doesn't want to do the climate change bill that's in the UN. Australia doesn't want to do it either. You know why? Because Australia still runs on coal. They're a Western nation. Now they're in line with China. You know what would happen if you cut out coal in China? Chinese government will be over like this. People are not going to sit quietly at home and freeze to death. I can't cook. I can't heat the cook. My children are frozen to death. We're all going to, I don't care how, there's a billion of them. They still don't have a billion or 500 million or 100 million man army or any of that shit. Their army is a little bigger than ours. And they've got like 3 times the people. Their army should be 3 times bigger than ours. I'm on record as saying, I don't think the Chinese can fuck with us. You do not want to kick off a war. I think America will kick your ass. I mean, you ever had a fight? I've had fights, some with pieces of cake, and I walked over the dudes. Some I barely won. You know what I mean? And others I got my ass kicked. That's just kind of the way it goes. But some, I'm not saying it's a rainbow, baby. It really is. It's a rainbow. But yeah, Australia, they don't want to give up coal. So now they're in league with the Chinese. Also, Germany gets all its oil from Russia. So now your ally, we're going to declare war on China. Russia declares war on us with China. You declare what, Germany? Because if you if you side with us, well, Russia does the right thing and cuts your oil, that pipeline off that comes from where's that fucking pipeline? I was about to say the Caucasus. I don't think it's the Caucasus. Cuts the pipeline off because I mean, come on, the world back when Europe was king of the world and the Indians were just newly discovered, the world ran on trees, right? They were hunting the forest, killed the animals, they would chop down trees, build the houses, as well as heat the houses with trees, right? Bringing the industrial age excuse me, of well, we were still mining, but coal and better ways to mine coal, but more so electricity, right? So you got some future shit like electricity that could just run on water hydration, right? And now you can get it to run on solar panels if people will get their shit together, but they don't want to do that because they represent the fucking coal industry here who don't want to go away. But we have other options than coal. Australia doesn't have other options. Their population will lose their shit. They're not going to be cold. They have the same climate we have. They're just on the bottom of the world, or maybe they're on the top of the world and the rest of us are on the bottom, right? Maybe they're right side up and we're upside down. Either way, that's the global politics on coal, right? What is the point of a climate change bill when some people won't even take part in it? Oh yeah, we all need to change, but we want this coal shit out of there. Then it's not a climate change bill. It's like the cop bill. Yeah, we want you to we want things to get better, but we're not going to change anything. And then we want you to acknowledge that we tried hard and things are getting better and you can stop marching. I don't know who does not see what's going on here. Excuse me. So let's get into it. I am Truist Armor. I need to introduce myself more. I'm Truist Armor, novice guitarist. I'm teaching myself that. Uh, adept political savant when it comes to this looking at who's doing what shit because I'm new here, but I've been doing this online for a minute. Uh, and I ain't been wrong yet. Well, I'm not going to say that. Let's say I've got an 80% track record on calling this stuff because I've seen all this stuff before. I've been around a while, right? Uh, here's the thing. When you're young, you don't know anything, right? You're new to the world. Your parents teach you stuff up to 10, your first decade, up to 10, right? So that whole time, that whole 10, first 10 years, it is packed with everything that you are now. It's packed with learning how to read and write and speak and dance and sing, right? How to walk and talk and how think not how to cook, but things that you like, right? Whether you like bananas or hate strawberries, or you like chocolate, or you hate chocolate, right? All this, so and you may change some of those things. Oh, I used to hate this. Now I like this in my 20s, right? But you won't change everything. So if you love 10 things, you may, I used to like those. I don't need those. There may be 4 or 5 things, and your taste will change as you get older, mind you. But generally, like I still love lasagna. I've always loved lasagna, right? Italian food, what's not to like? Um, I used to like I used to not like Chinese food back when I was like 10. And I got into it when I moved out of my family's. Well, no, that's not true. I got into it when I was about 16 because the dudes did it, right? And we always used to go and get fried rice and 4 wings at this place called Dao Tongs, right? But it was because I was hanging out with the guys. It's like I didn't like drinking alcohol or any of that until I started hanging out with the guys, doing 40 ounces. And man, right? Because it was hip hop, it was the city, right? So all that's good stuff. And then my other friends who turned me on to like you like I just call it European culture. Uh Michelangelo and Raphael and all these kind of people, while they're also playing me music that I would never have listened to, like we said before, classic music and learn about Beethoven and all this stuff, just like in his room while we're playing music and talking shit and smoking weed, right? I never would have really smoked weed because I was completely on the bus of weed is bad. Um, so yeah, you shake off shit. Uh, and you adopt new things, and some things fall away. But by the time you're 10, you don't know what falls away. Only thing you have is the shit that you like. So from the time you're 10, what up, William? Good to see you. Was new on the job and had self doubts. How can you not check a gun? um, so I lost my train of thought here. So anyway, look, you are the person you are almost 95%. Some of you may be 80%. Um, unless you had a giant like left turn in your life. I'm talking about the average person, not somebody who didn't have like deaths and shootings or house fires or anything like that. You're generally, oh, I like this and I like that. Um, yeah, you're either aggressive as a person, right? There's a lot of ways to be aggressive, or quiet as a person. There's a lot of ways to be that too. Contemplative, right? So all these things are are who you were when you were 10, and all the way back now. What are you, right? You can give up some stuff. Did you give up everything? No, you probably gave up 25% of it and became a different person as you age. So yeah, I don't know, man. So here's the thing about this Alec Baldwin thing. Hannah Reed. Her name wasn't Hannah Reed. Um, okay, now we gotta look up what happened to Hannah Reed. I don't know who Hannah Reed is. Uh Good freaking Lord. What is going on here? Cancel this. Um Oh, there was the ho. So the lady armorer. It was a lady armorer. Oh my God. See, here's the problem. And we cover this on this show too. So many people, and I think our enemies know this. So many people are fucking. This place is run by fiefdoms. You don't mess with how I run my state or do this thing, or this is why everybody can have corrupt police departments all over the place, and then we can pull everybody together and fix it. Because then someone will have to go. We only had 5 shootings. You had a so and so and a rape, right? Then before you know, it's like so. This is where we are, and it's everywhere. So the people at the top, and it trickles down everywhere. Some people know people and they get these jobs. No one questions anything. You scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. I mean, the idea that you work with guns. Who was the master armorer? If she was the master armorer, and I don't think she was, what was the master armorer? And why was he not there? This is how Brandon Lee got shot, right? Wasn't that guy fucking brand new too? I just think so many people are like, I know so and so, he's got me a job working with guns. You know anything about guns? Oh, my dad used to hunt. That kind of like retort, and you're like, wait, what? And then bam, this whole thing, the narrative of this whole thing is really weird to me. See, all of a sudden, I'm a serious person. Don't play gender bullshit with me. I can handle that. Bam, all of a sudden, it's this idea of yeah, if it keeps you out of fucking jail, I was sure if I was ready. I wasn't sure if I was ready. Doubt to hit it. She was a head armorer. She was 24. This is not hard. This is not hard. This is not hard, people. This shit is not hard. I find, look at you. Yeah, see, people just want to be around and be all, look at the giant tattoo. People are fucking, look, they keep having these. I'm telling you, man, she looks just like Christina Wig. Let me get this up. Oh, it's so, it's senseless. She looks to me like Christina Wig from Saturday Night Live. She really does. And she's up here. I complained about how she got here yesterday. A search warrant. I want to know what the search warrant was for. A search warrant released Friday said first assistant director Dave Halls grabbed the gun from the cart and brought it inside. So the assistant director, unaware it was loaded with live rounds. First of all, it's a movie set. Why do you have live rounds? Excuse me. It's a movie set. Why do you have live rounds? The head armorer was 24 years old. I get this. You don't like the All Boys Network, but in the olden days, these guys were ex-military guys, and they were like 50. And then they would get their kid a job who's like 19, and then he would become the head armorer at around 40. She's 24. She's not even 10 years out of high school. College, right? I'm sorry. No, but she's not even 10 years out of high school. She's not 10 years out of college. 10 years out of college is what? 22, 32, right? So you'd be like 32, 31. She's 24. This looks more like, yeah. And this is what it comes. People, I think somebody slept with somebody. And it's one of these, what could fucking possibly happen sets? So this is their Wild West town setup, huh? This is where they shoot their movies. Here's a truck. I get this is a main street. Yeah, I guess you don't really need that much space. This is one side, and then another street will have a different town on it. And then this side could be what? The bank, and I guess behind this, I guess would be a homestead. This, and you also need a church. I think these are the homesteads. Huh, this is really interesting. This overhead picture is really interesting. And you've got a nice circle so you can get some horse to take the corner and come through town. You've got a windmill, of course, to come through town and this. Wow, okay. Wow, that's amazing. I love Hollywood. I really do. It's the movie magic weirdness of it is fucking fantastic to me. Let's go. Good lord. Oh, is that what just happened? How did I clicked on the thing. How did I not close the picture? This whole thing, I'm telling you, man, this whole thing looks more like people hate the boys club when they're not allowed in it. Once you get allowed into the boys club, you don't mind it. All right, so yeah, so this makes sense to me, right? So her father probably has 60 years experience. Probably not. She's 24. Let's say her father's has at least as much experience as she is old, right? Uh, and then he gave her. That's what that leg up is for, right? Nepotism. You can work with your dad. That's fine. But man, whoo, I got all sorts of questions. I really do. And the words they use too. An inconsolable Alec Baldwin. How do you know he's fucking inconsolable? The way they started talking about this and Alec Baldwin all day, I was just kind of like, how do you know that as a writer of this? You don't know who he's talking to. He could be talking to his wife. Honey, oh, this is horrible, baby. I love you. Oh my God, I can't believe this happened to us. Or he could be talking to his lawyer. How do I protect my shit? How do I protect my stuff? I mean, we know Alec Baldwin is sort of a, do I want to say mean person? I mean, I'm from New York, and he's had run-ins with the mayor, and he had run-ins with Bloomberg, right? And he was gonna run for mayor. He had that tape yelling at his daughter. He's famous for the divorce with Kim Basinger, and some of his kind of like, "Hey, I'm a tough guy," kind of like that's my type. But he's not Italian. He's Irish. That tough Irish guy thing. Every group in New York has that. You got your tough Italians. Hey, forget about it. You got your Irish guys. You got your. We don't hear a lot from the Greeks, right? Black people. You can obviously see how much swag we have. You can't discount the Latino community. They got swag. Everybody's got swag. Everybody's got like there's a petition calling to ban the use of live weapons on film sets. Here's the thing. It gathered 10,000 signatures in 2 days. Ooh. But here's the thing. How many people are online? Getting 10,000 signatures for a large group is not a lot. It really isn't. And Mayor of Easttown, director Craig Zobel, tweeted that his show used special effects instead of live weapons. Kate Winslet saying, "Yeah, why would you use a live weapon?" ABC, The Rookie, banned the use of live weapons on the set of the police drama series, citing Thursday. So why? Wait, what? Who? Weapons a week before Alec Baldwin accidentally killed cinematographer. Why would you have live weapons? Okay, I gotta look this up. Why? Why do you need live weapons? Why do you need live weapons on a set? Because the only place I've ever seen live weapons are at police academies and military bases. Why do you need it on a make-believe landscape? People don't really fly. People don't really make love, although there's some tapes going around where people are actually having sex on movie sets. Um, Explain the guns and movie sets. Here, here's why films use real guns. I know real guns. I'm talking about real bullets. Didn't know weapons contain live rounds. See, this is why I want to know why would you use a live? Why do you need a live weapon on a film set? Right, that's a different question than why we need guns. We know that a real gun has a pin, and the pin fires the primer, which sets off the powder, which fires a projectile down the barrel. We know this. So when you have a blank, the blank has everything but a projectile in it. It still has black powder and a cap on it. So when you pull the trigger, you activate the hammer, which slams down on the primer, making that famous dent. That spark sets off the primers that sets off the gunpowder inside the casing of the shell, and it makes a loud bang, bang. But there's no projectile in it, so you only get a big bang. We know this, but why do you need an actual bullet? Who's with me? Anybody with me? If you're here, like and subscribe, and come back for more because we're here every day. Why, but it's not why you need a live gun. See, this is the wrong question. It's why do you need live rounds? That is the question you should be asking. Fatal prop gun shooting show why Hollywood crews, blah, blah, blah. How can a prop gun used on a movie set be deadly? Yeah, but we know this. States, how can you not find the rightly worded question? Let's see what they say about it. All right. Explainer, guns on movie sets. How does that work? Lindsay Bear. Well, Lindsay Bear. Who you, Lindsay Bear? All right. Cinematographer Halyna Hutchinson died Thursday after Alec Baldwin fired a loaded weapon. Yeah. Why do you need? What is a prop firearm? We know this. What are blanks and can they kill? Yes, we know that blanks are what they are and that they can kill. A blank is a type of gun cartridge that contains gunpowder but no bullet. Still, it can seriously hurt or kill someone. Right? Because, right. Take your eye out with no. I mean, it's gunpowder and then an explosion. Chunks of the powder don't burn yet, but they'll fly out and like embed themselves in your skin. It's not awesome. In this instance, where blanks fired, who's responsible for the weapons on set? Generally, a weapons master or armorer, true armor. Come on, baby, you know I know this. Or oversee all weapons that are used on the production. This can mean anything from selecting the correct item for a certain period in history, like a shotgun, right, versus a what is those things with musket, right? Um, so you're not gonna have a shotgun in like your period piece with Captain Bligh, right? You're gonna have like a musket, one of those small cannonball guns. I forgot what they call them, a bound blast or whatever. Uh, so yeah, we get it. But why do you need live rounds? Where are the rules for firearms are set? How does one become a weapons master? Why would the gun have been pointed at the cinematographer? Well, the gun would be pointed at the camera. I get that. The cinematographer is always behind the lens of the camera. Get that? Always. The cinematographer and the head of photography are two different things, by the way. How does one become what would have a gun pointed at the sun? We don't know what happens on the set of Rust, but it's fairly common to have a gun pointed at the camera and by extension, a cinematographer to get a certain angle. Given the many regulations, how can something like this happen? Does it make see? Everybody's asking 1,000 questions, but nobody's asking why was there a bullet in the chamber on a movie set? Why do productions even use real gunfire when special effects are available? True. It became more common to add gunfire in post production when working on visual effects, but visual effects can be expensive. It can be easy and cheaper to use props. Also, Dormer says there can be advantage in using props and blanks. Yeah, but we're talking about a real bullet, like getting an authentic reaction from an actor. Yeah, because those fucking guns are loud. Guns are fucking loud. Guns are really loud. And people are ridiculous. I was at the range. We had goggles on, and oh my god, what do I got here? I got this. We had goggles on. So you fire down the range. Let me show you this. Let's get there. Cause man, it was one of the it was a moment in my life, right? So you take your gun out, you fire down the range, bang, 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 fire three, rest, fire three, and then they go, okay, free fire. You fire the rest of your clip. Uh, uh, well, that's and then you hold your weapon. You look at your first round. You come back. You talk about what your problems are. If you're a good shot or bad shot, then you do it again. The next one, they let you free fire, and then they let you drop a magazine and reload the weapon. Always pointed down range, right? So you drop the magazine, you fire your rounds, drop the magazine, you reload it. We had goggles on and ear because we're in this police academy, and no one's fired a gun before. The casings are hot, so you're like, ah, wow. First of all, the gun kicks are like, whoa, that's impressive. Casings are hot. You're like, ow, ow, ow. Girl next to me, woman next to me, fires a gun. The casing goes down her overly large shirt, and she does this, right? Waves the gun around. You hear the guy in the booth, because they told her if we yell out freeze, that means everybody stop what you're doing and freeze right there, right? Uh, so freeze. Her glasses, her goggles are a little bit, and then she takes the gun and she fixes her goggles with the. That dude was like, and he was also like, we're not gonna like yell at you because we don't want you to startle you, but like, yeah, they pulled her off the line. Some people are not. What's the word? Kinetic, right? Kinetic energy is the thing. If you toss me something, I can catch it with my hand, but some people have never played catch and they are awkward at it. Some people can run only because they're human bipeds, but running is a skill too, right? It's all this kind of like, I mean, and guys, granted, guys get more of it because guys are more physical in the world. But I've met people who don't do any physical anything, and that's just wrong. You can't catch a ball. If we go outside for a quick game of anything, running, you can't run. You haven't ran since you were 12. Are you fucking serious? Ugh, yeah. So the environment is goofy. All right. And these are the people that you give these squishy assignments to. And then it all goes to this. But no one has answered my question. Why was there a live round on set? Why was there a live round on set? Okay. Why would a why would why would there let's just go live round on set. How about that? Yeah, Baldwin said prop gun Baldwin find a movie set contain. Yeah, but why would it contain? See, warrant Baldwin didn't know weapons. I like prop gun accidental. They use the term accidental. Um, yeah, it's that. I mean, the news always steers the story. People aren't fully biased. Uh, explain a guns on movies how to work. Alec Baldwin, what are prop guns? Why are they dangerous? Alec Baldwin responds after, yeah, this is Alec Baldwin rust gun contained live round. But why would a live round be on set? Alec Baldwin didn't know weapons contained a live round. How did you know what he knew? Police say prop gun fired on movies that contain live. Yeah, prop gun fire. Alec Baldwin. Why was there a live round in it? Crew member yelled cold gun. So Alec Baldwin, why don't you just write Alec Baldwin is an innocent man in the headline? Look, whenever you get a gun, whenever you run across one, You treat it as it's live. You pick it up. I don't have a gun around me. You pick it up by the well, actually, we're assuming no one was murdered with it. You pick it up by the handle. If it's a revolver, there's a release on the I want to say thumb side. Um, Point it down, safe direction, not at anybody, down into the dirt, into the ground. Uh, Swing it out and look through the chamber, see if it should be empty. I would actually keep that open too, but in a uh, uh, automatic, right? Same thing. You gotta know what the safety is, but you can rack the slide and empty the gun. Keep pointing at the gun and rack it once the gun. So click, 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 click. So if you rack it a couple times and nothing comes out, that generally means it's empty. Because no gun will stay in the barrel in the chamber when you rack it. And if you keep racking it, it'll keep moving the bullets up. And if you get to the point where you both moved all the bullets up, there can't be one left in the chamber or left in the magazine after you've racked it. Right. And once it's empty, the trigger will settle backwards. But don't take my word for this. Please, by all means, you have the intranets. Google how to dearm a weapon. You always hand a weapon to someone. I didn't understand this. I was taught to hand it upside down, like butt in, and handing them the trigger, not the trigger, handing them the handle. But I'm like, I'm giving somebody a gun, so I never really liked how you handle people guns. And I get that you can't hand it to them with the barrel pointing at them, but that's the same issue you're gonna have after I'm handing it to you with the fucking handle. The Lord, it's so tragic. It really is. Bam. 10,000 people is not a lot of people. Why do you need a live round though? The petition, Craig Zobel, director, but he tweeted, everyone tweets, everybody's sad. I don't understand why you need a live gun. Showrunner sent emails to the crew. Anytime you see a movie with a camera pointed at, there should not be a operator. Anytime you see a movie where the barrier is pointed down at the camera lens, there should not be an operator behind it. Well, yeah, this isn't the 50s where you have to be right. I mean, just like these cameras, a lot of these phones have flip out, so the camera faces you, and you can be over here in a little tent with the playback. So yeah, this is all true, but at the same time, why is there a live round on set? I think everybody's talking around the issue here. And I'm gonna hear no one explain to me how one live round, killed 2 people. It was a Colt. Look at this thing. Was wielding a vintage Colt pistol when it accidentally went off. It's not known who loaded the weapon or why it went off, as a replacement crew was brought in the day of the incident. A replacement crew. What does that even mean? The gun pictures above it, a vintage Colt pistol manufactured in 1873 through 1873 to 1873 to 1892, while the exact model, I don't even know why this is always here, but it is. I don't even know what it share selection. What if I don't want to share? Oh, Alec Baldwin's niece Haley Bieber is opposite. Why do I need to know what his niece thinks about this thing? Yeah. See, I mean, what else are you gonna say? It's just empty. I'm sending all my love because tragedy, tragedy, tragedy. I want to know why she head on this thing and she's 24. I get if she was head on a low budget production with no stars and no anybody's, right? I get that. But Alec Baldwin's a fucking big star. Hannah Gutierrez Reed left also admitted in the podcast interview she found loading blanks into a gun the scariest thing because she did not know how to do it. You don't know how to load a gun? She did not know how to do it and had sought help from her father, legendary gunsmith Phil Reed, to get over the fear. Wait, I'm sorry. You work with guns and you're afraid. A search warrant Friday assistant director grabbed the gun from the car and brought it. Why is the assistant director handling the guns? Unaware that it was loaded with live rounds. Baldwin then aimed toward the camera and pulled the trigger, accidentally killing Hutchins as she filmed him. Okay, this tells us what happened. Baldwin aimed at the camera, which I thought we mentioned this a couple of days ago when we heard about this, right? Pulled the trigger, accidentally killing Hutchins as she filmed him. Here's the thing. Are you aiming at the camera? Or are you aiming at her? It sounds like, look, and also I need to know where she was hit. So if she's behind the camera looking through the lens and the whole thing is here, I get some shrapnel getting her. But how did she get a whole? What camera were you using? There's a lot of fucking questions about this shooting, if you ask me. A lot. And not by a small amount of a lot. Oh, is that the bullet? That's yeah. So the bullet is just a skinny tip of this. Because the top that holds the rest of it is going to peel open. So man, yeah, that is not awesome. So it looks like he shot her and not the camera. And someone, I'm literally, I'm literally on the show in New Mexico with him, and the producer on the movie are treating the local crew like fucking dog shit. He wrote in the post earlier in the week. At the moment, I'm fighting to get my crew on this movie. Hotel rooms when we go long or too tired to drive the hours back from a location to Albuquerque. He wrote another. They either say no or offer a garbage roadside motel. The movie does not have a large budget like other production, and one experienced prop master who was offered the job turned it down because it wasn't paying enough for her to take the job. So they look like they had a budget. They spent most of it on Alec Baldwin, and then they tried to cut as many corners as wherever they could. And then once it hits the movies, you're gonna make your money back because if it costs 10 million and it only takes 2 million in the box office, by the time it hits Netflix and da da da, right? So you're gonna make your money back just because. And syndication, then dub it and drop it in China and Europe and blah blah blah. You're gonna make your money back. Um, I really do think. We have 2 people shot. Even the call was like, we have 2 people shot by an accidental shooting. And I'm like, ugh. Just say I have 2 people shot. Who are you to say what's the accident? Yeah, so it is what it is, man. She's 24 years old. That's sad for her. But you work around guns and you're afraid to load guns. Ugh, good lord. That whole idea is ridiculous. All right. Let's just close that down. Uh wow. Mm. Notice we did not ask when it was going to when the sun was going to set because we are over that until spring. With my phone. All right. Experts talk about uncovering the truth behind the death of Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. Here's the thing. I don't really think you need to. Uh the story is over, right? I'm pretty sure the story is over. You can let that one go. So now they have to find another story to keep you in. What the media likes is a story that takes months. But then they can drive a crew down there, set up like a murder case, a missing person case. Not like it'll go weeks, but then they'll come back a few months later for a trial or something, and then they can sit outside and tell you how tragic it all is. You know. But other than that, if they got nothing going on, you'll notice that they're always interviewing celebrities who don't have shit going on. And then they'll talk about, life after divorce. So I'm like, why what? Yeah, how they manipulate us is not hard. You can see it. And like I said, all the tricks are already online, so you can just read them anywhere. And now you can watch them playing them because they got no other what do they call it? The playbook. So now my whole thing is, look, you're gonna have to get back to giving the people something for you to stay there. A Chicago high school reopened with fears of gun violence. Glasgow climate summit raises stakes for Biden deal. Cold gun and handed him a hot weapon. It's pretty good, baby. I don't see why you need a bullet on set. I really don't. I really don't. I haven't seen canceling other projects after rush shooting that's inconsolable for hours. Oh, for hours, says source. I don't believe you. But I do think you have to cancel shit so it doesn't look like you're like, you know. I've become a bit cynical, but I've seen these people manipulate. So the first thing you tell me, knowing your nature, I do not believe you. I really want to know, why would there be a bullet in a gun on set? Death by misadventure. Police officer promised to make teen's life a living fucking hell. Yeah, see, bullies. Well, there you go. You're fired. Again, and I said it. I get having to put your hands on people who are being ridiculous, but you don't get to be the bully. And that is not hard. And I've said before, it's a good job. You should take it. And maybe you'll be a better cop than a lot of these people that you're complaining about. You, I'm assuming, uh, are a young person who are complaining about the cops. Son of LA millionaire sentenced to 7 to 9 months in a fatal high-speed Lamborghini crash. 7 to 9 months in a fatal high-speed crash. What? If you kill somebody traveling over the speed limit in a high-speed crash, you're going to get way more than 7 months, man. And this is another thing. People don't have faith in the justice system. Inside the world of black Bitcoin. I may have to read that later. How Karen's Halloween costumes profit from black pain. Ugh, for God's sakes. Ugh. Wow. So yeah. He didn't have money for bus fare as an aspiring actor. Yeah. I guess that happens. Dave Chappelle and the French Dispatch show even the most gifted talent sometimes needs an editor. I don't even know what that means. I think they're taking shots at the French Dispatch. Is that any good? Bill Maher pushes back on criticism of Chappelle. Here's the thing: comedians don't want anybody canceled because they want to be able to say whatever the fuck, right? Um, so all the people who want to be able to, it's like I remember there was a point where white guys were like, "Well, why can't I say nigger?" Like, man, nobody can ban you from saying it, but you know, you're gonna get your ass beat saying it, and it's gonna be a lot. So, I mean, it's these. I mean, the rationale for some of this stuff is just sort of ridiculous. It really is. And I know you don't think they I don't know you don't think that they go together, but it's this idea of you can't go too far. And you as a comedian is not as a comedian is not immune to it, are not immune is not are not immune to it. But I noticed that, like, Joe Rogan doesn't like cancel culture, Bill Maher doesn't like cancel culture. But they canceled Dave Chappelle before. I'm pretty sure Louis C.K. doesn't like cancel culture. Um, yeah, but he didn't say anything to get canceled. He did some sex shit, right? But saying stuff here in America, you should not be canceled for saying stuff. That's the whole point of having a fucking right to shoot your face off. as an American citizen, have a right to talk shit. God bless America. Other people will be like that guy, Yeloshenko, right? You say something about him, he'll raid your house at 3 a.m. and kill you. And those people just want what we got. And, we're trying to make sure no one else can freaking even have those. Letters to Dave Roberts and the Dodgers' insanity on full display. Meet the 15-year-old blind quarterback hoping to reach the NFL. All right. Okay. Slain Kenya Olympian Agnes Tiro buried in her home village. Why did they kill her? Olympic sprinter Alex Quinones fatally shot in Ecuador. What is going on? That's 2 Olympians. All right, hold on. Nanandi Kanti, Kenya. Slaying long distance Olympic runner Agnes Tiro, rising star in Kenya's highly competitive athletic scene, was buried on Saturday at a funeral attended by over 1,000 mourners. Tiro was found stabbed to death in her home in the Rift Valley of Iten on October 13 in an incident that has shown the spotlight on violence against women here in Kenya. Police arrested Tio's husband. So she was killed by her husband, obviously an asshat. And Ecuadorian sprinter Alex Quinones was fatally shot in the port city of Guayaquil, police said early Saturday. Quinones, who was 32, became a national hero in 2012 when he reached the 200-meter finals at the London Games, finishing 7th in a race won by Usain Bolt. He became a national hero and he finished 7th. I'm sorry. He became a national hero and he finished 7th. Okay. He also won bronze in the. Oh, okay, so he won a bronze in the 200 and at the 2019 World Championship in Doha. Guayaquil-based newspaper El Universo reported that Quinones was fatally shot on a street in the northwest section of the city around 9:20 p.m. Friday. That another man was also killed. There were no immediate report of arrest, and the Ecuadorian Olympic Committee said the circumstances of his death have not yet been clarified. Ecuadorian President Guillermo Lasso vowed in a statement that the slaying will not go unpunished. I don't have any words to express the sadness, helplessness, and indignation that is overwhelming me, said Andrew Sotomayor, the Secretary General of the Ecuadorian Olympic Committee. Alex Quinones was the synonym of humility and a clear example of resilience. The synonym of humility. Wow, that is a great line. Alex Quinones was a synonym of humility and a clear example of resilience. His loss leaves us with a pain in our chest. I'll tell you, man, that's some good shit. So 2 Olympians. Oof. And you know what else is weird? I'm looking at flipping through things we might read. What we learned this week in the trial of Elizabeth Holmes. I haven't heard anything about this trial in the paper. This should be a giant trial. Why is it not? You got a lovely young lady who took people for a couple of $1 billion. Why is, I mean, wow. Overwatch cowboy hero has a new name, Cole Cassidy. What? Why did they change his name? All right, we're gonna take a short run at this one. What is this, The Verge? Anybody play video games like Overwatch? I haven't played in a while, but man, I've got a lot of time in Overwatch. My homie asked me to play it, but I wasn't online. Verge. Why is his name Cole Cassidy? The cowboy formerly known as Jesse McCrae. Cole Cassidy. Why? The names feel the same. Jesse and Cole feel the same, and McCrae and Kathy feel they sound. They feel like Western name. I guess Jesse for like Jesse James, right? And Cole, Kathy, like Butch Cassidy. So I get the vibe of Western nonsensical bullshit, but why? You should fix your racist problem in your chat, Blizzard. Ash Paris. Ooh, that sounds disgusting. Um, Jesse McCrae, Ash Paris. I'm not going to church. This parish smells like ash. Okay, Jeffrey McCrae, Overwatch Cowboy Hero, has been renamed Cole Cassidy. Meet Cole Cassidy. All right, so that's fine. I mean, cowboys will go from town to town, changing their names, right? I've seen a ton of those cowboy movies, and they did it. The name change is part of a number of updates Blizzard is making to the game to remove references to problematic people or themes that have come to light in the wake of several discrimination and harassment suits filed against the company last month. World of Warcraft removed NPCs that reference former senior creative director Alex Afrasiabi, who was named in the harassment suit as participating in the infamous Cosby Suite. Wow. So he had a character of his own name, and then they got rid of it. That's pretty funny. Inside Jesse, I'm sorry, the Cosby Suite incident. Jesse McCrae, a former lead designer, was also part of that incident, and for whom so he named the cowboy after himself. A former lead designer was also part of that incident, and for whom Overwatch cowboy character was named. When the allegation was public, Cassidy refused to say the character's name during Overwatch League matches. Wait, who casters? Oh, like streamers. Casters. Overwatch League. The Overwatch team later stated they were in the process of changing McCrae's name. In this tweet, the Overwatch team framed the name change as Cassidy coming to terms with his checker pass and get up his outlaw name. See, yeah, that sounds about like cowboy shit. Providing a clever in-game explanation for a change that was because of real-world phase of forces. To make this new Overwatch better, to make things right, he has to be honest with his team and himself. The announcement tweets: the name change goes live October 26th. This is why you don't name shit after the living, people. This is why I have everybody holding off to put up a statue of me. Why? Humility. Look at me. I'm a humble motherfucker, for God's sakes. All right. We've been streaming for an hour and 13 minutes. I may need to get more ice and whiskey. Yeah, I think her father hooked her up with that job. I don't see why there was a gun in it though. I don't know why you would put a gun. I know I have a friend who's a director. I can't call him now. Can I call him now? What time is it? It's 10 to 8. I won't call him now. But yeah, they're talking about you wanted to make a noise. Well, yeah, that's what that's what the blanks give you. Blank gives you a POW, and you can go on with your life. You know what I mean? I don't see why there would be a live round in your gun. I can't come up with any reason for a live round in your gun. I'm like, well, maybe on camera you'll shoot a bird, and I'm like, but no, what are those people? The animal people don't hurt animals. People will be all up in your joint. That's why there's like no animals harmed in the making of this movie. Are always seen recently anyway. There's a Western called Kelly Alvarez Smith, something Alvarez. And there's a scene where they have to get over this bridge. Maybe the bridge is like 40 feet, and they have this herd of cow that they're trying to deliver to like the Southern Confederates because they're starving, right? And the Southerners kidnapped this Northern beef guy to hijack the beef and bring it down. And they're like, well, the Northern Army had sort of headed them off, and they're holding up the bridge, like they're on their side of the northern side of the bridge, trying to stop these guys from running the bridge. And they're like, well, what are we going to do? So what they do is they cause a stampede for all the cows to run across this bridge. And while they do that, they were throwing dynamite. So you see in the movie, because you know they can't train to kind of lay down while bombs are burning, blown up, that they just blew up cows. It's called Alvarez Kelly. They just they just blew up cows. And as but yeah, there's like cows dead, and I'm like thinking this is like 1972, right? Maybe 19 earlier than that. These cows aren't drugged and just lying in the road, and no one had props or CGI to make this thing look good. Alvarez Kelly. Alvarez Kelly, 1966. What did I say? Alvarez Kelly from Wikipedia. Let's get it. Plot: Cattleman Alvarez Kelly William Holden is a contract to deliver the herd to the U.S. Army in Virginia. As he nears the end of his long cattle drive, Kelly was captured by Confederate raiders led by Colonel Tom Rossiter, Richard Whitmark. These guys were ginormous 50 years ago. Now they're all dead. And that's the way to work. All these guys now, the Taylor Swifts and the whoever you got, are all ginormous now, and they'll all be gone in 20 years, likely, because they've already been around for 20 years. And then there'll be a whole new roster of young upstarts that my niece will love. And I'll be like, what kind of music is that? The Confederacy Kelly's captured by Confederate raider led by Colonel Tom Rossiter, Richard Whitmark. The Confederates' desperate need to defeat his soldiers besieged in Richmond. Kelly is persuaded to help Shanghai and deliver the stolen herd to Richmond. Despite the hatred between the two men, they manage to work together. Kelly first teaches Rossiter men how to drive cattle. Then they proceed to capture and drive the herd away, despite the effort of Union Major Albert Stedman and Patrick O'Neill. Was an American actor and restaurateur. As revenge, Kelly arranges passage for Rossiter's disconnected fiancee, Liz Pickering Janice Rule, on a blockade runner leaving the besieged city. Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. Production. The film was shot in the vicinity of Baton Rouge. The reception. Really, I'm pretty sure they weren't going to say anything about like what does it say here about the talk? Nothing. Uh, yeah, it's a good movie, but man, I'm telling you, when they drop, oh, it's on Amazon. Go watch it on Amazon. No, you got to pay for it on Amazon. Dang, it's running free on Pluto TV. Alvarez Kelly, animal cruelty. I guess not. I guess no one cared. You couldn't do it today though. Absolutely not. But it was good shit. So yeah, all right. So where are we? We have been streaming for an hour, 18 minutes. Do we have? I was going to fill my glass, but I don't think I have a lot to squawk at you guys about because there's not a lot in the news. Maybe I come up with something by the time I get back from filling my glass. Yep. Da, 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 da. So I think I'm gonna set up a music room. Oh man, now I gotta go get another one of these. Then I'm gonna set up a music room. On the count of I got all this musical stuff over the years of like fiddling around the way I fiddle, and I just need two things, so I might as well buy them and really commit to being great at music. You know, I said that and I heard all of you laughing. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I might as well set up a little, get a 12 track and a what's the name of that stupid thing? Hold on. I know what the, I mean, let's go here. Let's do this. What is going on here? Hold on. I'm sorry. What is going on here? Okay, so it's uh, a Focusrite audio interface. I'm sorry. Good Lord. That is not awesome. Let's close that. Yeah, so I need an audio interface and a 12 track. I can get both of those for like $500. And then I'm off to the races. So I think I'm gonna buy it. I was gonna buy it for myself for Christmas, as a gift since it's gonna be like the 6th month mark. Um, but while I'm learning stuff and trying to work on, I haven't really actually learned the full song yet. So maybe I'll give it to me when I learn the song. But remember, we said August, and then we said, well, we missed our August by 2 weeks, but we said learn some songs January. So we're coming up on January. And this whole Sunday thing should be lit. All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna we're gonna burn some sage. Oh, this thing's about to stop. Let's go here. We're gonna burn some sage and contemplate the meaning of whatever. We're not done yet. We could all end this and go watch some television. That'd be nice. But here's the problem: television will only tell you half the story. You need to come to the internet and talk to regular people and see what the other half of the story is. You really do, because the days of just being spoken to about things are over. Right now, there's after something hits, there's reaction, there's reaction, there's reaction. Look at that. That's pretty good. There's reaction, there's reaction, there's reaction, there's reaction, there's reaction. So we'll see. Sage. All right, so let's just let's put it here. Ooh wee. Yeah, life is good, man. Hold on, wait. What is this? I want 24 minute shit. No, wrong, 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 wrong. Stop, 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 stop. Stop, reset. That's wrong. There you go. All right, so we're gonna try and get a couple of these. Man, in my young man days, I gotta tell you, I followed all the movies and all the singers and the rap thing and all the clothing thing. As you get older, you move away from that, but at the same time, you're still interested in like stuff. You just don't follow it as hard as you're used to, right? So now, what at this tender age, what am I into now, other than ethereal? Well, I was always into ethereal stuff, art and painting and stuff. Like I said, back to being you're who you are. I could draw before I could write, right? So I've always been interested in art and creativity, and all these years later, I still truck with that. So you know, a multi-day severe storm event will impact more than 50 million people from Oklahoma to New Jersey. Oh man, what is this? It's all over us on Monday. Look at this. Oh, look at that. That man, I gotta tell you, showing yourself in the phone is not awesome. I would like to apologize. Is this even bright? It's not even bright. Let's try it again. Wow. I hate that this thing doesn't get any bigger. All right, so Saturday. Look at this. So that is not awesome. Oops, sorry. Look at that. That is not awesome. That is a lot of people. So from the bottom of New York, so it's Pennsylvania, it's Jersey, it's Rhode. That's not Rhode Island. It's Rhode Island is higher up. What is that? That I think that's Delaware. I'm sorry. Good lord. Uh Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and parts of Mississippi, parts of Georgia. I'm sorry. I used to know this. How come I don't know what the states are anymore? Who doesn't know the states of the place that they live? Well, okay, Americans don't know this. Like they know their state and the state that they're moving to. They like I'm not one of us. I do that with black people too. I go, well, here's the problem with black people. What they do is X, Y, Z, and then people go, they look at me like, who, what? See, these things go out fast, and you got to keep them lit. I was told to like sort of crunch them up so air could get in there, and then they would fall apart as the string burned. So I don't even know really what to do. So I would just, I don't have an after tray over here. I'll use this one. I'll just hit it with more fire. Yeah, I don't know. It's you get, I guess as you're a young person, you learn to be popular, and then as you get older, you care less about being popular, right? Wouldn't that make more sense? Maybe that's why I'm different. And then you fall back on those things that you like that you that at 10. We're still on this topic. Maybe that'll stay lit now. All right. That is sad though. I mean, that young woman is 24. The other young woman was a young mom, right? And there's a bullet in a gun. I don't understand why there's a bullet on set. I don't know. I don't know. And I can't find out. Why would one more time? How'd you even phrase that? Why would an actual bullet be on set? See, they're not going to answer that. Dolly Baldwin tried to remind us that guns are not toys. Does it remind us that? Everybody knows this. Ugh, my brain hurts. You people all suck. I know what a firearm is. Firearm prop gun kill. Killed by 44 bullet. Real bullet killed actor. 1993. Hollywood reluctant to stop using real guns as prop. Look, you can use real guns. You use real cars, right? Why is there a bullet in it though? And in an age of fanciful CGI, well, I don't want to pay for the CGI of a bullet sound. It's a bullet sound. It's a crack. How much could that cost you? How much could that? How much could that cost you in your budget for this movie? And I get not going because people can't get people want to be into the vibe of it, but that's what you use caps for. Cap, cap, cap. When I was a tiny little boy, there was little red caps that you put in your revolver guns. I don't understand why it's a real bullet. I don't. I'm trying not to be a dick, but I don't understand why it's a real bullet. Uh, it shouldn't have been a real bullet. Uh-oh. This is what you need. So yeah, I don't know. The whole thing's weird. 24-year-old prop master. I wonder how much she was making for this. I'm afraid of guns, but I'm your armorer. Well, I guess you wanted the prop master. The prop master handles all props. You only handle the gun, so you're a gunsmith or an armorer. But the prop master has to get the hats out. Well, not the hats. The hats are costumes, but the gun belts and the guns, horses, right? That's props. So those would be under you know your animal handlers, right? What other props would you need? I guess if the scene called for a grandfather clock that had something in it, that's a prop, right? Because that comes into the script. Anybody here ever write a script? Ever take a script writing class? No, come on, man. I can't be the only person doing interesting shit in my 20s other than chasing women. No one went to a script writing class, read script writing books. I got 3 script writing books right here on this shelf that are good. But cha. Here's another great book. All right. All right. Wow, it's smoking up in here nicely. I got halfway through this book. 43 Ways to Fund Your Film. That's for you. Filmmakers in Finance. I didn't even finish this one because the money thing made my head hurt. Oh, this is a book I love. How to Survive in the Woods. I bought this on a whim. How to start fires, how to kill a bear and build a pair of gloves. Yeah, it's got all this goofy shit in it. I'm never gonna need, but if I had to bug out of here, I was like, I should take this book. But now I gotta tell you, I know all this shit and it's all come around. I could make a movie on my iPhone and my iPad, right? So it's not like I don't know this shit. How to Write a Screenplay by Sid Field. Sid Field is a fucking genius. Get some of that. I read this book like 5 times. And this one, Story by Robert McKee, which is just a baller of a how to keep your screenplay running. So yeah, I'm a lot of things, but one of them is interesting. I don't know if I'm well rounded. I'm just interesting. Um, let's put this back here. Whew. Oh, that's the clock. All right. So now we're gonna do this. Get some breeze out of here because I've too much smoke. I'm more paranoid about my lung. I'm telling you, man, I'm super paranoid about COVID. Still to this day. So it's weird. It's not like I'm afraid to die or anything like that, but I'm just kind of like, oh, I just if I get it, oh, fine, but oh, it just seems so unnecessary. Maybe I am afraid of dying. Here it is. I was thinking about putting this desk over here and have that flag as the background and some space to work here. And bring the other desk over here. So then I have 2 sides of a desk and this whole wall will be white. And then I can put a green screen on this wall. This is what happens when you don't. Yeah. I was reading something with this guy he reminded me of me, super creative. And he started playing guitar and he is really good. But he said because his friends didn't want to do shit. Like he always wanted to like get together. They had cameras and stuff, and they skateboard. Let's film our skateboarding. Let's try. And they were like, I don't know. They just didn't want to do anything. So I mean, the way he described it, they knew each other since they were like 11, 12. And they didn't want to do that. When they were 16, they didn't want to make movies. When they were 19, they didn't want to make like some of the film and shit that he did. So somewhere around like 17, he sort of realized that his friends were lame, and he just started doing other shit himself, writing short stories and playing guitar. And then he got um, a song doing music, but so he doesn't do film shit anymore. But the idea was that he got into that because it was something creative to do because he couldn't get anybody to help him do anything else. Amazing. So tomorrow's the Sunday session. It begins at 7:30 a.m. Last week's Sunday session ran to about 11:30, and then we all went off and watched the game. I would love to be able to like actually do this. I get the perks of virtual reality, but I don't like the virtual reality I want is like sort of Star Trek-ish. I don't like the fact that people are too anonymous online. Right? But I'm a weird guy, right? I sort of have a philosophy that I run on, and a lot of people don't have philosophies. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. People just fucking end up doing shit and doesn't. Oh. These are all the. I'm sort of smiling because when I started doing this, oops, sorry. When I started doing this every day, I could not get like to run nicely. Ew. Oh. All right. That. Yeah. So where are we? Oh, are they? What kind of improvements? Tell me true. Um, I don't know. Uh, when I first started on this restream, I'm streaming to my YouTube channel, Truest Armor. Please go over there, like and subscribe. I'm trying to get at least 30 likes and not 30 likes, 30 subscribers by the end of next year. So that gives me a year and a half, not a year and a half, a year and 2 months to see if I can get at least 2 people a month because that's the way things are going. And I'm also going to try and go run over to my not YouTube channel, my Twitch channel, and like me over there as Karma Armor. I want to play video games, and I can't do it here, but I want to stream every day. So it's becoming a thing. But should I just stream every day someplace else? No, I don't want to. I don't like to quit. And I'm a weird loyalty person. So like I'm sort of loyal to Haps. I just wish they were tighter. Um, it's like like your girlfriend. Be loyal to your girlfriend, but yell at it if you have to. For real. What are you doing? She yells at you, you yell at her. That's a healthy relationship. All this other stuff of infallibility is bullshit. You'll waste your time. So if I cannot yell at the Hats people, and I mean, not if I cannot, if I may, yell at the Hats people right now, I want to be able to play games on this platform without drama or bullshit. That'd be great. Uh, but it is what it is. So I gotta tell you, man, it's a good weekend. It's Saturday. It's nice. I mean, I'm going gray. I'm getting pudgy around the middle. I think I might be losing my hair. I might be. I might be. It's a maybe. Um, but I'm still chasing something. What am I chasing? What do I want? Why am I unhappy? Why every time someone mentions Kamala Harris or Joe Biden, I begin to have conniptions. Just kind of like, dig it. Why, why can't I let some shit go? Why can't I let some shit go? Okay, we can cut this off because the smoke is down now. So I cooked today. I told you this earlier. I'm really rolling into trying to get back when I was the happiest. And when I was the happiest, I was trying to learn art and creativity, right? So I think I'm going to try and get back to some piano playing, right? Some learning guitar. I actually once drew a comic book a million years ago. Maybe I'll try that again. Because the other thing that was making me happy was, I hate to say it, in a perverse way, knowing politics made me happy. Right, go walking into these places where all these people thought they knew all this stuff because they had all this education. When it turned out that they were all just, you know, everybody got a pony. You went to this fancy school, UPenn, Yale, Princeton, Dartmouth, Johns Hopkins, but you're really an idiot. You're good at book shit, but you can't think for yourself. You're repeating to me shit that people told you. And I'm sitting here repeating you life and history and who did what. And you don't even know that. They all didn't hate me. Some of them were like really like, wow, right? And then it comes down to the point of like, now I'm giving you someone with access to information that could be dangerous for me. But yeah, Cy Sperling, Hair Club for Men. That dude was awesome. I remember he was on TV all the time trying to like sell you insecurity. No one likes you. You're bald. Look, let me tell you this about going bald. I miss having. Oh, Brian, I'm glad you're back. Oh, I want to apologize to you. Yesterday, I was in like when you click up the name that says shows profile. I was trying, and then I hit this. I hit the block button. Then you disappeared from my, and I was like, oh my god. So ask William. I had a conniption like in the last half hour. If you go back and watch yesterday, I felt so bad. I tried to so undo it. Then I tried to follow you to where you went to apologize. When I ended the show, that show had, I think, just ended maybe 30 seconds before I did. I just want to openly to you in front of the world super apologize to you because I was sort of like just I wasn't, it's not like I was asleep or like but while I was talking I was like, oh, what is it? And I had two tracks of my like mind working, and then they all slammed back when I fucking fucked that shit up. Dude, I'm so oh, that is really, oh, dude, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, yeah. And I like, I asked William, who's in the chat, and I was like, dude, because I didn't have your uh Thailand to yet. I was like, can you go and get his thank you, man. I felt so I'm one of these dudes, like if I fuck up, I take credit, like I take the credit and I apologize. Especially when I fuck up like that, it's like there's yeah. So I felt so bad. If you go back and watch it, the last like half hour of yesterday's show is me kind of like freaking out about. But then I managed to undo it. I think like 10 minutes later. Oh man, huh? So yeah, but it's the weekend. So today I actually managed to to cook a couple of burgers and a couple of fries sitting on the counter. Just like I do this in the summer because it's reminding me of summer. But I also do a thing I noticed in the winter. I make stew. I love stew. I like soups, but I love stews like chunky beef stew with giant chunk of meat in it and potatoes and carrots. Love stew. So it was 50 degrees last night. I might actually make stew next week. Yeah, no. It was me just because like okay, so you know how you click, I'm gonna click on it. And like your the name and profile comes up. And that's what I use to like put people on screen. I accidentally because also I've been complaining about this mouse. Sometimes there's a nice button on this mouse. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. Um, so come on, man. All right, there you go. So on this screen, you can see the cursor. There are three buttons speeds, right? So this one is really fast. Look at this. And that's the one that it sort of flipped into. And this one is a lot slower, but there's a third setting here, which is where I like to be. Actually there's four settings on this mouse. So this is the slowest one, and then this is the one that just kind of gets away from 1, 2, 3. This is 4. Wait, well, hold on. Now I'm confused. Yeah, that's the fast one. This is the second. This is the last one. So yeah. So I accidentally just felt like an asshole. Yeah, and it was good politics. That's why I felt so bad. Astros. Are you really? Did the Astros have issues the last time they went in the World Series? But hey, no one holds that against people, right? Tom Brady, they had an issue, and that's fine. Um, but at the end of the day, it's 7 games, so yeah, win it and take it. Who are they going to play? Who's the likely pennant winner in the? True, yeah, true, true, yeah, absolutely. Haters gonna hate. Even undeservedly, like the snottiness of like lose, like yeah. But when is it going to gloat? Have you seen the Patriot fans? So mm, that's a good question. Who would you like rather? Since you're rooting for Astros, who would you rather go for? Who would you rather play, the Braves or the Dodgers? The Dodgers, I thought was a worse team than the Braves. Don't the Dodgers have internal office clubhouse bullshit going on? Not politics. Dodgers clubhouse. Dodgers versus the Braves tonight. If Dodgers win their game 7, if Braves win, then onward to the World Series. Wow. So if the Dodgers win this game 7, yeah, the Braves want to put them to bed. Um, is that the name of it? Okay, Dodgers. Giants player says put some California politics. Okay, in a bind. The Dodgers political controversy. Biden hosts the Dodgers at the White House, July 2nd, 2021. I'm not. I'm not even gonna hate on them. Dodgers bat leaves little hope for another awakening. NLCS Max Scherzer isn't injured, but he won't start Game 6. Chris Taylor hit 3 homers in Dodgers Game 5 win over the Braves. Wow, really? Man, baseball should be on TV. It's the fucking national pastime. Jesus Christmas. I would love to have seen that. I don't have TBS. I don't have cable. I don't have it. I don't have cable. And there's all these like the TBS app I could get that I'm just kind of like, isn't this like getting cable? Like, so I try not to have too many of them. So I have Netflix and I have Amazon, and that's the way I sort of keep it. Everything else I should be able to find on TV because I still have like 700 channels. But like we just discussed a couple of days ago, what I really need, and I'm thinking of getting, is like a sports subscription to something that tells me so I can watch all the games, and that's likely what'll. I hate to say it because I can give up Amazon, quite frankly. Well, I should probably give up Netflix because Amazon comes with a lot of other shit other than just like Amazon Prime. I game on Twitch, that's Amazon held, and but Netflix is Netflix. I'm just gonna have to end up getting a sports subscription. I really am. Well, where would I even go to get all the sports? I'm surprised there's not like an Amazon of sports. Every game also sell you hats and jerseys of every group. You can also buy Nikes or Adidas or whatever. Then buy tracksuit, whatever bullshit. You know what I mean? But it's just all sports connected. Tough question. Brave has always been a pain in the ass of the Astros. Really? The Braves and the Astros are like what do they call it? Not rivals. Or what is it called that when you're nemesis, right? Which is sort of different than rivals. Tough question. The Braves have always been a pain in the ass for the Astros. Dodgers, a good team, has something to prove. I'd say the Braves, really. So yeah, who does not? Wait, hold it. Is Amazon Prime delivery special? I thought all Amazon delivery was just Amazon. I mean, I have Amazon, but I don't know if it's Prime. Yeah, I'm a weirdo. I don't really use a lot, but it's nice to like, well, I have used it. I have friends who are always getting shit from Amazon. Really? How did I miss this information about the Braves? I think maybe I didn't follow them. I'm not in Atlanta. So the Braves not a crosstown rival, but the Braves are a league, not a league. They're not in the same league. Yeah, all I know is like the Mets will get beat by everybody. I had some hope for the for the Yankees. The Jets will get beat by everybody. I had some hope for the Giants, and that was the way that went. Now I need new teams since I'm in a different market so I can watch them. So I've been watching the Washington Football Club, and I'm unimpressed by all of that. Oddly enough, I've sort of been gravitating toward Baker Mayfield and the Browns. I don't know why. I think it's because of Odell Beckham, but I don't even know why. Uh, so yeah, we'll see. Baker Mayfield. Um, no, saw the Celtics, right? And there's got to be another group, right? Because I was like, the Celtics have the same problem. It's oh, and who are the Fighting Irish? That's oh, what's the name of that? And Rudy went there. It's a famous Catholic uh university. They have what's that football team? Oh, come on, man. What is the name of that team? Thank you. Notre Dame, right? So that little Irish mascot who looks like the angry version of the Lucky Charms guy. So America is plastered with some of this. And I think at some point you have to let some shit go. You're not going to get all of this stuff and fix the real problems like education and all the rest of it. But all this other stuff of making people take down something becomes sort of counterproductive. They shouldn't be in some places like Confederate soldiers shouldn't be in like, you know, Arlington Cemetery statues or the Congressional Hall or whatever. But yeah, you want that dude in your lodge or your church or you know what I'm saying. But people's power is making you do shit for them, so you got to watch it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start a protest against the Celtics. I think that's racist to anybody who is not a Celtic, but it's also racist to the Celtics in an odd way. So yeah, this whole thing is ridiculous. Um, I can't wait for Peter to tell us to stop naming shit after animals. The Grizzlies. How dare you? What would you name it? Right, everything would be named after elements, like the wind or the fire or the heat, right? The avalanche. Yeah. When I in college, in high school, my football team's name was the Falcons. Or was it the Eagles? No, it was the Falcons. Uh, yeah. So I just think the whole thing is funny. Uh, and the funniest thing about all of this is the owner of the Washington Redskins, or the Washington Football Club, who's like, over my dead body will I change this name? And he's the first one to change the name 5 years later. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, bird, right? The Cardinals. It could be a bird or it could be, a Catholic football club. But the Cardinals, right? The Blue Jays, like so all these names are kind of like not problematic. But there were some pretty good t-shirts. I wanted to get one. What was it? Not the it wasn't the Redskins. It wasn't the no, it wasn't the whites. It was the Caucasians. Caucasian uh jersey. Come on, man. This is the kind of shit that you as an American should love. It's snarky, you know what I mean? It falls in come on, no. Come on. It falls under free speech. And it's just ridiculous. Well, this is an ugly one. The other one was better. Oh yeah, let's get rid of this one. Ugh. What was the other one that looked like the Braves? I think this is what I'm talking about. The guy. I'm I'm sorry. It's so, but I can, but right, but oh man, I'm not even. You guys aren't even up. All right. But I can see. This is funny, but I, but I can see why this is offensive to the average white person. I can totally see why they be like, that's not, it's the same thing. Yeah, I get the irony and it's funny, but yeah, it's just it's fucking bad. Uh the with Cleveland Caucasians t-shirt to a sports journalist with Cleveland Caucasians t-shirt on air. Twitter explodes. Look the way he's sitting. He's got to make sure. He's got to make sure. See, look, I'm sorry, but I'm the kind of guy who would do that. And that is just going to get me fired. But I appreciate this. I think it's funny. And I think, oh, they actually talked about it. I think it's, but at the same time, I think it's the same thing. Why is this fine to do this to like Caucasian people? And, oh, wow. I didn't see this one. Yeah. Yeah. So, and here's the thing, even what does this look like in black? Gray. Eh. Ooh, that blue is wild. Ugh. That does look like the Redskin. All right. So look, listen. We have the Indian guy wearing a Caucasian. Yes, all of this stuff is funny to me. But again, ladies and gentlemen, highly inappropriate. Shame, shame on me for thinking that this is hysterical. There's obviously something wrong with me, and I would like to apologize to all of you because this shit is funny. Um, yeah, it's just I feel like in a lot of respects, this logo, I feel like in a lot of respects, we are just through the looking glass on so much shit. We really are. And some of it doesn't even make any sense to like fucking go on about. Here's a brother wearing one, looking. Oh boy, sorry about that. Looking extra. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. But yeah, so the Celtic is in this. Everybody's got full sleeve tattoos. The Celtics are in this boat for me. I was actually against it. Now I'm sort of warming up to it. Like 15 years later, this is me. I don't jump into anything. 15 years later, now I'm like, oh, maybe I get a sleeve tattoo. But I'm a weirdo in the fact that if I get one arm done, I'm gonna get both arms done. I've seen people with one arm done. I know a guy who had a giant black like across just from his like I want to say elbow, but right about where my uh what would you call this falls so about right here. And maybe it might have been a little higher, but I'm just it was just one giant black patch of. Ooh, I was like, why? Um, the Cardinals. That's so good. Uh, yeah, just the Texas Mockingbirds. What is a labrum? Wait, okay, hold on. Wait, what is a labrum? And how do you tear that? Labruin. Labrum. A labrum is a cup-shaped rim of cartilage that lines and reinforces a ball and socket joint. All right, so it's in your shoulder, ball and socket. Ouch. Ouch. Your knee, your ankles aren't ball and socket. They're more hinged. All right. Images. Your hip. All right. Your hip, your shoulder, your hip. Is your knee ball and socket? I guess it's not. Wow. Okay. Not your knee. Okay. But wait a minute. Labor exterior, and she's. Oh, this is for the hip. All right. Fine. Ball and socket. Shame. So he tore the gooey, um, like cartilage that the ball joint sits in, right? So this is the stuff that he right. So it gives a soft, cushy landing that we have. That's what he tore. Out for the season, but the season ends in like a month, right? The season ends. When did the playoff begin? I want to say the playoffs begin around Christmas. Is that right? And we're in this is the 23rd of October. October is over, right? So we literally have like a week left in October. When is football season over? When does football season end? Thursday, September. That's not when football season ends. That's when it begins. How long does football season last? How long will okay? When when do the football playoff start? Saturday? No. Yeah, no. So you're saying the playoffs start January 15th? So you're saying that there are 2.5 more months in the that can't be right. Hold on, I got one more question. When is the Super Bowl? February 13th. What did this say? February to February 13th. So this wow. Okay. When I was a kid, the Super Bowl was always played in January, right? And if it was played late in the year, it would be played in the last week of January. But it was generally about January, I want to say 15th to like the 25th. And now it's late. Now it's February. I mean, I get it. Who wants to train for while all through Christmas and all this shit? Playoff schedule. Huh. So he's out for the until you're telling me I don't buy that the games are still being played after Christmas. Yeah, I mean, what is it, like TJ Watt is punching people in the face on the field. I mean, what's up with that family? Evaluation year. Worst case scenario evaluation year. Wow. He's got a fractured bone in his shoulder. Broke your shoulder. Jesus Christmas. Um, yeah. I think the Browns are fucking cursed. First of all, I mean, why you name Brown? I mean, I got nothing against Brown, but I mean, orange and brown is just the ugliest fucking colors ever. Maybe you should come up with a better name. The Browns. Why? Hello, why they named the Browns? Why? The Cleveland team named the Browns. Let me guess. The owner who started was named Brown. Oh, Lord. Can you name all 31 Browns starting quarterbacks since 1999? Take the quiz. Lord. Uh, how about this? Why are the Cleveland Browns named Browns? Here you go. The Browns were formed in 1946, 2 years after the end of the Second World War. Okay, fine. And as a result of a fan contest. Say no more. Okay, a fan contest to choose their moniker were named after their first head coach, Paul Brown, who was already a popular figure in Ohio. Okay, so they named the team after the first coach. Wow. Wow. So his name, they chose a see. Well, I wonder what they would have named themselves. Gridiron football, Bill. Wow, that's amazing. Why is the mascot a dog? According to Hammer Dixon, then cornerback with the Browns, Dixon himself gave his defensive teammate the name Dogs to inspire them from a 1985 season. We had the idea of the quarterback being a cat and the defensive line being the dogs, Dixon said. The dog pound. Good Lord. Oh, for God's sakes. That may be some of the lamest shit I think I've ever heard. That's the worst way to start a team. All right, I'm going to be right back. Nobody go anywhere. I'm out of booze. Good Lord. Named it after the head coach. That motherfucker pissed off the owner. Let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. All right, so first of all, and also think about this: you own the team. You jumped. You had your lawyers jump. You jumped through all these hoops. You had your lawyers jump through all these hoops to be like to get you this place, and you got the land, and you built this stadium, and you're like, hey, the Foxes, no, 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 no. Maybe the Cleveland Owls, no, 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 or something fierce. Maybe the Cleveland. You know what? We'll turn it over to the population of Cleveland, and then you commit yourself to naming the team whatever the population of Cleveland wants, and they want to be the guy you hired. It's my. I am the. I'm the owner of the, and I have to name it after this guy who. How long was he even the head coach of the team? He was the first head coach. Was he the head coach for long? Uh, Cleveland Browns. How long? Yeah, let's go here to Wikipedia. Oh, Wiki, where are you? All right. Well, let's go to the next 10 million hits. Cleveland Browns on the second page. That doesn't make any sense. 1947. Um, American football team based in Cleveland, named after the original coach and co-founder. Oh, he was a co-founder. All right, that's different. Paul Eugene Brown was an American football coach and executive in the All-American Football Conference, National Football League, and the NFL. Brown was both the co-founder and first coach of the Cleveland Browns, a team named after him, and later played a role in founding the Cincinnati Bengals. I like you already. His team won 7 league championships in professional coaching career spanning 25 years. He won 7 championships in 25 years? That's like one every 3 years, roughly. No, wait, that's not right. Yeah, that is right. That's about one every 3 years. Um, wow, that's fucking impressive. He started 2 teams. Paul Brown, huh? Ohio. Yeah, he was a god in the state. He was a big fish in his pond. Brown on the sideline, 1952, in the driving rain. After rift between the players and Brown and between Modell and Brown grew, Modell fired Brown on January 7th, 1963. You named the team after him and you fired him. So he was coach for 20 years, exactly, right? I bet when they started this, they couldn't wait to get rid of him. Um, hold on. 1944, and they fired him in college and military career. Professional career. We just, yeah. When did departure? All right, hold on. 1963. So from 44 to 63, he was a coach. He was a coach for 19 years. You got to move on eventually. Wow. All right. That's impressive. I mean, the only person I know who has a better record of being a coach is Landry, right? How long was Landry the coach of the Dallas Cowboys? I want to say like 30 freaking years, right? And that's that. How long was Landry the coach of the? Hold on. This is a rabbit hole we're talking about. How long was Landry the coach of the Dallas Cowboys? How long is Landry the coach of the Dallas Cowboys? Landry was also named the NFL Coach of the Year in 1960 and NFL Coach of the Year in 1975. From 1966 to 1982, it spanned 7 years. Dallas played in 12 NFL and Tom Landry. Head coach, 250, 162, and 6 ties. Head coaching record. All right, so Dallas from 1960 to 1988. That's 28 years. All right, yeah, all right. Woo wee. Yeah, man, that video look of him like sort of falling awkwardly and landing on his shoulder. That don't look bueno. All right, so we sort of slid into talking about sports. Man, we got winter weather coming. I'm not feeling that at all. Ugh. We mentioned Peter Scolari yesterday. I liked him. He was you know, a famous person at when I grew up. Here's a story. All right, let's look up this before we fucking. Uh, Another guy shot somebody he didn't need to shoot, and now he's looking at murder. All right, so this is weird. They're not weird, but this is just more of the sinister bullshit. All right, let's read this one. 11 days after killing a Moroccan man, a Texan is arrested on a murder warrant. Terry Turner, 65, was arrested on Friday. He faces charge in the shooting death of Adil Dogahi outside Turner's house in Martindale, Texas. Um, this doesn't make any sense to me. Sheriff deputies arrested Terry Turner on a warrant accusing him of murdering Adil Dogi. Dghougi. Dogi, right? Dogi, outside of Turner's house in Martindale. Uh, Turner reportedly shot Dogi, a native of Morocco who was not armed, through the window of Dogi's car. So he walked up, his window was up. He walked up to the driver's side window and shot around in it through the glass and into the driver. How can you explain that? Why you can't say you felt the threat. You can't say he was driving at me. You can't say he threatened me with anything. Why would you do that? Before we continue, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel. I'm trying to take this very seriously and be a channel driven like and subscriber like everyone else tells me I should be. Um, like and subscribe. Get in the chat and get at me because some of this I don't get. The sheriff deputy arrested Terry Turner on a warrant accusing him of murdering Adil Dogi outside of Turner's house. So he was parked outside of the guy's house. Turner reportedly shot Dogi, a native Morocco who was not armed, through the window. of Dogie's car. So he was not armed. He was sitting in his own car in front of your house, and you come out and you shoot him through the closed window of the car. Despite being arrested Friday on murder charges, turned the 65 spent less than 2 hours in custody. Online records show he was booked into jail at 9:54 a.m. CDT and was released on bond at 11:50, less than 2 hours. The Caldwell County Sheriff's Office says Turner had turned himself in after turned himself in after detectives contacted his attorney. There are two very different justice systems going on in this country. Actually, I would say four, if you really want to know. The rich have a justice system unto themselves, and no one goes to jail. I mean, that's ridiculous. Turner arrest came 11 days after Dogie, 31, died, a delay that frustrated the victim's loved ones and advocacy groups such as the Council of American Islamic Relations. Ha! I tell people all the time, you come here talking about how great America is. They've been killing black people forever. What do you think? You're immune? And every now and then you get one of these. And people go, I can't believe this happened. And I'm like, were you not paying attention? These protests should not just be black people in projects, right? Loose cops are all over the place, and they attack all kinds of people. That guy who raped that girl and then killed her, that young woman was, her family probably would never thought that it'd be a cop who killed their daughter. But her and her family grew up in this society that's been telling you some of these people are out of pocket and are ridiculous. And now she's gone. And he shouldn't have been a cop, and they shouldn't have hired him. Yeah, that story is fucking crazy. And then it happened in England. The one I'm talking about happened here like 20 years ago, which made me first kind of go, what? And then that guy who murdered that lady in England. Unnecessary, just kind of bullshit. Why was he a policeman obsessing over ladies, following them home? I'm a policeman. You must come with me. Oh, it's just the vilest shit. You want the men and women around you to be serious and well respected, and the community will respect that. But now everything about you is just dirty and just kind of like, and you need to fix it. But first, you got to get rid of all the bad guys in police departments. Sheriff deputy arrested Terry Turner. All right. Despite being arrested, he spent less than 2 hours in custody. Turner came 11 days after Dogie 31 died, a delay that frustrated the victim's loved ones and advocacy group. It was only 11 days. Such the Council of American Islamic Relations. What does this title even mean? The Council of American Islamic Relations. So I don't even understand what this. Everybody just comes and sets up a fucking 501c3. We welcome the arrest, but our work is not done. CARE Austin Executive Director Faizan Saeed said, pledging to push for justice for the family of Adil Doogie and for the families in Texas and nationwide impacted by gun violence. Yeah, all right. I think this tragedy makes some bullshit people very important all of a sudden. And then they get to talk to the media and make all these proclamations, get to meet with famous people, take pictures. And then once they get known, they get to run for senator. I'm already bored. Karen Dawson says Dogie was a Moroccan national who obtained a master's degree in financial analysis from Johns and Wales University in Rhode Island after immigrating to the U.S. in 2013. That was like 7 years ago. Why are we taking people in when we don't? You have a whole host of people here who are fucking struggling. Why are you taking more people in and then letting them go get master's degrees? I'm just angry about it. The shooting occurred in the early morning darkness of October 11th after Dogie stopped his car near Turner's house on the 100 block of Tina Trail in Martindale, roughly 35 miles south of Austin. The Caldwell County Sheriff's Office said Turner confronted a suspicious vehicle parked outside the residence. Just because a vehicle is parked outside does not make it suspicious. It just makes you nosy. Why is it suspicious? Because it's parked outside. All right. Excuse me. Tony reportedly told investigators that he had noticed a car in his driveway in the middle of the night when he had awoken to use the bathroom. According to local media outlets, that cites an affidavit supporting the arrest warrant. At the time, the headlight on Dogie's Audi were off, but as Turner fetched the handgun and headed outside, the lights came on and the car began to rapidly accelerate in reverse. So he was moving away from you. Maybe he was like, "Oh, I'm in the wrong place," and he tried to get out of there. Right? Okay, so he was in your driveway. You come out, he leaves. The car begins to rapidly accelerate in reverse. Turner ran after the car. Yeah, Marita one. Goodbye. Smacking its window. He then fired his gun at the driver. In a transcript of the 911 call Turner made to police, he told the dispatcher, "I just killed the guy," explaining that he tried to pull a gun at me and I shot. Oh, really? He tried to pull it. Everyone always thinks all the brown people always have guns. So then the cops show up and there's no gun. Unless they're like those cops in Rhode Island who was caught on their own body cam planting a gun. Woo! But sheriff deputies who arrived at the scene did not find a gun in Dogie's car, the affidavit reportedly states. A delay in arresting Turner sparked criticism. Deputies carried out a search warrant the day Dogie died, but Turner was not taken into custody. Instead, the sheriff's office stated that the shooter in this case is cooperative. What? Okay. All right. Cooperative. Cooperative people do still get locked up and do not get to go home. Cooperative and the Caldwell County Sheriff's Office does not believe there to be a threat to the public. The delay in filing charges and releasing information about the case has frustrated Duggar's family, as well as advocating groups who say they're concerned that any criminal case against Turner could be hindered by Texas stand your ground law. He wasn't standing his ground. The guy was leaving, and you chased him down and you shot through his car window. Such laws were meant to give legal support to people in rare self-defense instances, such as when someone defends their own property. But there's a history of self-defense laws being invoked when Black people are unjustly killed. NPR Deepa Shivram reported. Yeah, you don't take it from the word of Black people, but you'll take it from Deepa Shivram. The sheriff office. This is all what Chappelle was talking about. The sheriff office seemed to have heard some of the criticism of the delay in arresting Turner. Detectives have worked tirelessly on this case, the agency said as it announced the move, adding that the investigators conducted multiple interviews and executed multiple search warrants. CARE Austin is holding an interfaith prayer vigil, interfaith, in remembrance of Dogie on Saturday night outside the Texas Capitol in Austin. Information was redacted from the incident report. Only sparse details about what happened have been made public. And an incident report sent to NPR by Sheriff's Department, the narrative portion of the form that would normally describe the event was redacted in its entirety. So when I walked outside, I saw this, all that. When the first person narrative, I saw this, is gone. Why? Why are you redacting arrest paperwork? It's all public information. If you lie on it, it's a felony almost every place. So why are you deleting shit on it? You're not the Secret Service. You're some local police department. This is what happens when you let assholes think that they're, czars of these communities. This is what I'm talking about. It's these fiefdoms. He should be fired, but he knows who's going to hold me accountable for this shit. There's no ladder, and there should be a ladder in this fucking country. The Caldwell County District Attorney Office says it's limiting the release of information about Dogie death, citing state law that allows details to be withheld in case of either ongoing investigation or prosecution. This sounds like a state law written by people trying to protect cops who were killing everybody. Now, all of a sudden, you can't give out public information on a shooting. The Sheriff Department report lists the criminal offense as murder, specifying a portion of Texas law that applies to anyone who intentionally or knowingly causes the death of an individual. Outrageous. This city will rely on bottled water for weeks because of high lead levels. What is going on in America? You can't fix the high lead levels? All right. Don't even know why I clicked on that. All right, so that is it for us. It is 9 o'clock. We're gonna wrap this thing up. Please like and subscribe. We are a small but growing channel. It helps. We will bring you wit and wisdom and true shit. So you might like it. Like and subscribe, and come on back tomorrow for a Sunday session. It's at 7:30 a.m. Don't worry about it. If you're asleep and you wake up at 9 and you make coffee, turn us on, and we will likely be here. Because we normally are here from 7:30 a.m. Sunday to about 10:30. So come on and get a little bit. We talk about the day's stuff, and hanging out with us for 10 minutes clears your soul completely for 2 weeks. After that, it's back to the nonsense. Wow, it is 9:10. Your homie, your boy, you know what? We're just gonna let that run. Do we want to even try? Ouch. First, I slammed my finger, now I'm slamming my knee. Yeah, I gotta learn to where's my G? We should have been working on these. It worked. Have a good night, William. You know, some nights I can do the bar chorus, some nights I can't. I'm feeling it. I think I'm gonna go home and watch what I don't like college football because I don't know who anybody is, and I don't know the schools or the history thing. But like when I'm really junkying for football, I'll watch college football. And I'm sort of junkying for football. So I think there's still a couple of games on I can catch. I want to thank all of you for coming through. I want to thank you, William. I want to thank you, Brian. Thanks for being easy on me for about yesterday's mishap. I really, really appreciate that. Wow, yeah, I fucked that up yesterday. I really super duper apologize. Let's cut that off. I want everybody to have a good night. We'll be here tomorrow at 7:30 to kick this thing off. I should put the thing up. I should probably do it now. I'll do it when the show ends. We're gonna knock it out. We're slowly getting it together. Like I said, this room is gonna be different by like the 1st of November, which is only today's the 23rd. 7 days have September, April, June, and not 7 days. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, except for February, which every 4 has one more. So 30 days has September, April, June, and this is October. October famously has 31 days in it. I didn't even have to do the whole. Oh, good Lord, I'm a mess. So there's 31 days this month. Y'all, that didn't happen. Y'all didn't see that. It's all fine. Which gives us 8 days in the month. So I need to fix this by the first Monday of November to kick this room around. I think I can do that. I've got 8 days. 2, 4, 6, 8. All right. I'll spend 2 days per assignment. And yeah, all right. No, it's not lazy. It's how I operate. It's how I get down. Come back tomorrow. 7:30 a.m. for Sunday session. I cannot believe how fast Saturday blew past. Remember, y'all, your weekends have gone. It's not about hiding from work or because of de-stressing, as they say. Your weekend is for you. You should be doing something with it. Hiking, walking, biking, playing, fucking, I don't care. But not just kind of going, oh, I'm glad I'm not at work. Oh, and then Sunday, oh, I don't want to go to work. And then working all week and then going, like, oh, I'm so happy for the weekend. And then in your Saturday going, I'm glad I'm not at work. And then your Sunday going, oh, I don't want to go to work tomorrow. Which means you're always somehow thinking about work, having not having been there or having to go there. When you what you want is this Saturday box, this Sunday box to be your, I don't know, action movie, romance novel, whatever. But you should be the protagonist of it. You should be the one who drives that story, right? So I'm not saying go out and spend money and get crazy, but who knows? You can cook some great thing. You come work Monday, be like, man, I cooked this thing this weekend, or I read this thing, or I wrote this thing, or I did this thing, or I went a little out of my way to see my cousin who I haven't seen in a while. 1,000 things to enrich your life that in 10 years you go, remember when I showed up to visit you out of nowhere? That's what we want. This is what you want. This is a rich and important life, right? And those nuggets begin to shine like diamonds, and other people will be people like that will notice that in you. And then before you know it, you'll be hanging out with people with similar traits, right? Because remember, you are a social animal. You need to meet other fucking people. That is super important. And I think the society has made everybody hate everybody, and God dang it, and everything. So don't be so happy to God dang it. Don't be so happy to hate everybody and everything. Oh, I see what's going on here. Because they want you to be happy to like enrich yourself in any way you can on your weekends because you get 7 days a week. 2 of them are for you, and 5 days is for somebody else. Your work life gets 2.5 times more time, more of your time than you do, and you don't get paid anywhere near enough for it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got loves for you. Please like and subscribe. We are here every day, 6:30 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and 7:30 a.m. for the Sunday session, which counts as church slash synagogue slash mosque slash slash. Uh, and like I said, watch a 10 minute. It clears your soul. You have it on the word of God in the cosmos. They told me this to tell you that. Who's going to say it's not true? Hmm? And you get to keep the money. Think about it. All right, I got love for you. I want to toast to your health. I want to thank William. I want to thank Brian. I want to thank you. I know your time is valuable and you spent a little bit of it with me. Ah, you're the butters. But as of now, I'm going to go roll something, write something, smoke something, play a little more guitar, and figure out how I fit in this giant mess of a landscape that I've made for myself. Uh, I used to say it all the time. Let's say it one more time for this show. Whether you are made by clay from God's laboratory or you are made of cosmic dust, you are here. And either way, each one of those is a phenomenal way of to have an origin story. And it does not end because you may be sort of downtrodden in this moment or that, right? You are you can reignite that fire of whatever it is. We none of us know really what it is, right? But remember, you are not meant to sit on a couch or play Xbox or stay on your phone, right? In one arm, you are a great and cosmic being, and on the other arm, you are a great and spiritual creature of the hand of God. And God only makes angels, right? Angels and mountains and shit. How you telling me you're not impressive? All right, so come on, remember that. I know you sitting. Some of you are like, oh, I don't know why, and what's the point? And remember, you can't give up. And it's easy to do with other people to have a team to do it. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to, uh, what is it? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Old African proverb. So yeah, we want to go far, and so we want to go together. Uh, you are great. And the cosmos loves you, and God is love, and we know God loves you. And I got feelings for you. I feel you, even though I don't know you personally. I will see you tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. Slightly hungover, but that'll be fine. Uh, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.